I'm going to show you something. All these green books here are the Parliamentary Hansard, which are the minutes of every speech, of every debate, of every Parliament since I became an MP. And this is the record of 1987, which is, in fact, the year I first became a Member of Parliament.
So your first words in the House of...
My first words are in this book here.
My goodness. Well, I'm going to come to that in a minute. I want to take you right back. Your school career. Was there a suggestion that you were going to enter Parliament?
Well, what you have to remember is my parents came here from Jamaica in 1950 and they both left at school at 14 and they really had no idea their children would go on to do white-collar jobs, let alone become a Member of Parliament. At school, I have to say I was a little bit mouthy. People that remember me from school do remember that. And I loved debating. In fact, I set up a debating society in school and used to run a special debating society for the younger girls. I've always liked debating. I went up to Cambridge, which was a big deal because no one from my school had gone to Cambridge before. And I had a kind of brush with the Cambridge Debating Society. And I spoke there in my first term, but I was so put off by all the posh boys and girls, I never really got into Oxbridge debating.
Well, I've got to say, looking at all your photographs, there's a common theme. You're the only black pupil, the only black girl in many of the photographs. Were you aware of that at the time?
You're not conscious as a child, but, you know, I was the only black girl in my grammar school, I was the only black girl in my college at Cambridge, I was the only black girl doing a graduate trainee scheme with a Home Office, the only black person at Liberty, and then I was the only black woman in Parliament. So I just got used to it. I began to think, well, that's just how it was.
Now, you say you were put off by the posh boys and posh girls.
Yeah.
But obviously it didn't put you off in a career in politics. What was going through your mind? Because it was an historical thing. Female, black, MP.
Well, it was historic and it did feel momentous to me, but I think it was even more momentous for other MPs because they were kind of in shock, all these dangerous... There were 4 of us got elected in that election and it was like, all these dangerous black people, what are they going to do? Are they going to wreck the place? You know what I mean? So they, in a way, the MPs and the kind of people that run the House of Commons were more nervous of me than I was nervous of them.
Did you hold it back? Because I can imagine of all the things that you said, all the experiences you had at university and at school, this was a statement that you were making, not purposely, but this was a statement for history, wasn't it, in terms of British politics? It
was a statement, and my friends always say, you know, friends I've had from before as an MP, you know, Diane, if you never do anything else, you are genuinely a footnote in history and you can't, you know, that will always be there.
I've got to say, I found it absolutely fascinating chatting to you and to think that your words are in these very famous books. It's brilliant. But you know what? It's not making us any money.
No, it's not.
Come, let's go and find Paul.